Hey there. Ready to dive into something kind of personal this time? I mean, we all experience it, but don't really think about it too much. Emotions,
Yeah, totally. We kind of take them for granted.
right? It's like they're just there. But we're going to try to unpack them. We've got a ton of research and stuff on the whole the biology, the psychology, even the social side of emotions.
And it gets pretty wild. We're going to get into why that whole heart racing thing, that feeling. That's a superpower we've had for ages, apparently. And even just smiling can release all these chemicals in your brain.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Hidden superpowers and brain stuff. I'm into it.
Yeah, and it's not just fun facts. Understanding this stuff can actually change how you deal with things.
Oh, for real.
Yeah, if you get why you freak out when you're stressed, maybe you can actually work on that. And when you realize how connected your emotions are to other people, you can actually, I don't know, have better relationships and stuff.
Okay, I'm convinced. Let's do this. So where do we even begin with something as big as emotions?
Well, most people think it's all in your head, but it actually starts with your body, all the nerves and stuff,
Right?
the actual biology of feeling.
Okay, break it down for me. What's going on, physically when I feel scared?
Okay, picture this. We're walking home late at night, and you hear something in the bushes, right? Before you even know what's up, your heart's going crazy, your hands are sweaty, maybe you even get kind of dizzy.
No, 100%. I swear, if I think someone's walking behind me at night, my heart rate is through the roof.
Right, that's your body's ancient alarm system going off, and it's all controlled by this little part of your brain shaped like an almond. It's called the amygdala.
Amygdala, I think I've heard that, but no idea what it does.
So it's basically your brain's super paranoid security guard, always on the lookout for anything that seems sus. And if it senses any danger, boom, it sets off that whole fight or flight thing.
So it's hold up, there's something sketchy. Gotta fight it or bounce.
Exactly. And to get you ready, your body pumps out a bunch of adrenaline. That's why your heart races, you breathe faster, your muscles tense up, you're ready to throw down or make a run for it.
Wow, so that whole fight or flight thing, that's literally in our DNA.
Yeah.
Makes sense why it feels so intense sometimes.
Yeah.
It's our bodies think it's a life or death situation, even if it's just a scary movie.
It's wild, right? That same thing that kept our ancestors alive back in the day, with saber-toothed tigers and stuff, it's still there, even if the scariest thing we face now is traffic.
Makes you want to thank your amygdala, even if it overreacts sometimes. But emotions aren't all bad, right? Yeah. What about when you're happy or excited? What's going on in our brains then?
That's where it gets even cooler. Our brains are actually wired for good vibes, too, with their own special messengers, like chemicals and stuff, neurotransmitters.
Okay, tell me about these happy chemicals. What are they called?
So two of the big ones are dopamine and serotonin. Dopamine is the reward chemical.
Reward. Like when you finally finish that thing you've been putting off forever. You're like,
Yeah.
yes, I did it.
Yes, exactly. That feeling, that's dopamine. But it's not just for big accomplishments. Even simple stuff like listening to your favorite song or eating something amazing, having a good conversation, it all triggers dopamine.
So it's our brain's way of saying, keep doing that. It's awesome. I can get behind that. What about serotonin?
That's a little different. It's the chill hormone. It keeps your mood stable, helps you sleep, even helps with digestion.
So it's the master regulator, making sure everything is running smoothly.
Pretty much, yeah. Balanced serotonin means you're calmer, more focused, emotionally, chill.
Wait, so it's not all about just getting more dopamine. Serotonin matters too for feeling good overall. Man, brains are weird.
Right. It's crazy, all these chemicals and signals controlling everything, but we're just getting started. It's not just our brains in isolation, right? There's a whole social side to emotions, too. How we understand them, how we show them, all that.
Yeah, true. Some cultures are way more open with their emotions. Like those big Italian families always hugging and kissing. That's not everyone's style.
Exactly. We learn these unspoken rules from when we're super young, what's okay to express and what's not. Think about it. When you were a kid, did you ever get in trouble for throwing a fit in public
Yeah.
or laughing at a funeral?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Inside voices, be respectful, all that good stuff. So basically, we learn to filter our emotions based on the situation, right?
Exactly. We develop these emotional filters, and they're different everywhere. In some cultures, getting angry in public, that's no big deal. But others, it's all about being calm, not making a scene.
So how we feel inside might be universal, but what we show to the world That's all learned.
Totally. It's crazy how much culture shapes us, even on that level. But here's the thing. It's not just about following rules. Our emotions actually help us connect with people, build relationships.
So it's not all about holding back. There's a reason we show our emotions.
Totally. Think about even just smiling. Yeah, it can be like a social habit. But a real smile, it releases endorphins, not just in you, but in the other person too.
Hold up. So my smile is giving someone else a hit of happy chemicals.
Exactly. It's like a
Yeah.
signal, hey, I'm cool, you can trust me. And think about how good it feels when someone smiles at you out of the blue. Instant mood booster.
Okay, now I feel bad for all the times I've been walking around with a grumpy face. But it's not just smiles, right? How else do we, connect through emotions?
Well, laughter. Sharing a good laugh creates a bond. Or what about empathy? That's huge. When you can really get where someone's coming from, feel what they're feeling, that builds trust, makes relationships stronger.
Empathy? Yeah, like when a friend's going through something rough, even if I haven't been there myself, just listening, letting them know I get it, that can mean a lot.
Right. It's not just understanding their pain logically, you're actually feeling it too. Creates a real connection.
But then there's that thing where, people say emotions are contagious. If you're around someone who's stressed out, you get stressed out too, even if you have nothing to be stressed about.
That's emotional contagion. We're wired to be social, and part of that is mirroring the people around us. Our brains actually have these things called mirror neurons. They fire up when we do something, and also when we see someone else doing it.
So if I see someone cracking up, my brain's like, me too. Gotta laugh, even if I have no clue what's funny.
Exactly. Those mirror neurons are going off, creating a shared experience, even if it's unconscious. That's why it feels good to be around positive people. Their energy rubs off on you.
Makes sense why it's so draining to be around negative people too.
Yeah.
Their bad vibes bring you down.
100%. So we've got our own internal world of emotions, right? But then it's constantly being shaped by the people around us, the rules we learn, the connections we make, even that unconscious mirroring thing.
It's like layers upon layers. Our biology, our experiences, and then society's influence on top of it all.
And it's all connected. You can't separate them. Our biology sets the stage. Our thoughts and experiences build on that. And our social environment shapes how it all plays out.
It's kind of crazy, right? To think about everything that goes into just feeling things.
Yeah, totally. And the best part is this isn't just about knowing how it works. It's about realizing we can actually, change how we feel.
Wait, seriously? We're not just stuck with whatever our brains decide to do.
Well, kinda. I mean, it's not like you can just flip a switch and be happy all the time, but you can learn to, manage it better, be more in control.
Okay, how do we, level up our emotions?
So there's this whole area of research called neuroplasticity.
Neuroplasticity. Sounds intense.
It's actually pretty simple. Basically, your brain can change. It's not set in stone. It adapts based on what you do, what you experience.
So it's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets.
Exactly. The more you work on being aware of your emotions, controlling your reactions, being empathetic, the better you get at it.
Okay, so if our brains can change, what can we do to, make them better at this whole emotional intelligence thing?
There are a bunch of different techniques. One that's getting a lot of buzz is mindfulness meditation.
Mindfulness. Yeah, I've heard of it, but that whole sitting still, emptying your mind thing, not exactly my jam.
I get it. It's not for everyone. But the basic idea is just paying attention to the present moment, your thoughts, your feelings, what's going on in your body without judging it.
So instead of getting totally swept away by anxiety, you're more watching it happen.
Yeah, exactly. Mindfulness helps you train your brain to recognize your emotional patterns so you're not as reactive. It's like hitting pause before you say or do something you'll regret.
Right, that makes a lot of sense, especially in those moments when you're about to lose it and say something dumb.
Totally. Another good one is cognitive reframing. Basically challenging those automatic negative thoughts we all have.
So if I always think, I'm going to mess this up before presentation, I can learn to change that thought to something more positive.
Exactly. It's about catching those negative thought spirals and consciously choosing to look at things differently.
This is all making sense now. It's not about pretending everything's perfect. It's about learning how to deal with the ups and downs in a healthier way.
100%. It's a journey, but understanding the biology, the psychology, all the stuff we've talked about, it helps you take control of your own well-being.
This deep dive has been wild. We've covered so much how our brains and bodies create emotions, how society influences how we express them, even how we can literally, like, rewire our brains to manage them better.
And hopefully, it's given everyone listening a whole new perspective on what it means to be human.
100%. So as you go about your day, think about this. What if you could be more in tune with your emotions, more in control? How would that change your life, your relationships, everything? Keep exploring these ideas and never underestimate the power of understanding your own emotions. Until next time on The Deep Dive, keep diving deeper.